Justice burns. Tiff and the Punisher. Rise. Street lights flicker, the city's on fire. Tiff walks the line with a cold desire. Punisher's shadow, the hammer falls hard. No mercy for evil, they're playing their card. Through the alleys of pain and the rivers of blood, they hunt down the guilty, they're the judge and the flood. But every war needs a mind that can see, a voice in the chaos that cuts to the core. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becca steps in with that smart-ass grin, brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever? Watch me prove you wrong. Becca's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Becca's the spark in the tactical storm, smart-ass remarks that keep the whole team reformed. Equations and evidence, she's cracking the code, while the Punisher's bullets write the final ode. Tiff holds a line with the fearless command. Together they're unstoppable, a punishing band. Becca won't rest till the puzzle is solved. She's right every time and the problem's resolved. When the world's gone mad and the answers won't bend, she'll dissect the chaos and break it again. Smart-ass brainiac, queer the fight. Tiff and the Punisher on the night. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becca steps in with that smart-ass grin, brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever? Watch me prove you wrong. Becca's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Tiff and the Punisher. Becca's got the answers. Justice never sleeps. They are taking our kids every day, a child a minute, no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today, so listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking lace up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She's tired of our kids being taken. God damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher screaming out loud about a CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tiff Tack. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. The birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come. Picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. Your judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior. And we cry out to all you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. Our children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping.
Hey, Tiff.
Hey, what's your sign say behind you? It's backwards.
Oh, shoot fire. It says when the hunters become the hunted.
Oh, okay. That's a good philosophy.
Yeah. Kind of represents us a little bit, right? There we go.
Yeah,
Hey,
there
I
you-
am.
Oh yeah, I
that's
can
it.
read it now.
Yeah.
So I like this. I like this picture
Which one?
for the
Me?
cover.
Oh, okay. What are we
So why
talking
don't you tell? What were we just talking about?
Did you want to tell everybody about it?
No, you do.
Well, we've been waiting for how long that it's been a year at least, right? That we were working on this.
Yeah.
Tiff and I finally, after she had a book about herself, damn it, we got to get our book finished. So I finished our Tiff and the Punisher book of, our book about constitutional fighting CPS in the constitutional way. It's pretty badass. It's going to be available tomorrow, and people should get it. It's packed full of constitutional arguments for you to take up with your CPS people when you're fighting them. So me and Tiff worked very hard on this, and well, we've got a book now. So there's that. So tomorrow we'll have it. Tomorrow will be posted, published, and we will all be that much smarter. Speaking of getting smarter, you know what tonight is, don't you?
Yeah, it's Becca night.
It's Becca night. Becca, everybody, it's Becca night. Let's bring out Becca. Is she here? Let's see if she remembers that she go tonight. Hey, Becca. Oh, there I am.
Yeah, there you are, Darren.
That's
Because
what
it's
I look like.
always it self chooses. Okay, for
Hey, it knows what good looks like. I'm just sorry. You
oh
know?
Jesus Lord,
Yeah. What's up, Becca? Are
not a
you
whole
excited
lot.
about the Tiff and the Punisher book of
Yeah,
constitutional fighting?
yeah, duh.
All
Who
right,
isn't?
good. Well, probably a couple people.
Well, besides them, but they're just haters.
Yeah,
So we'll just
screw
leave it at
them.
that.
Yeah, don't hate, don't hate me because you ain't me.
That's right.
Isn't that what they how they say it?
Yeah, don't hate me because you ain't me.
Yeah, you should write a book on stipulation.
Darren, you know, I have contemplated um doing so, and after my conversation with CEO J, um, I have. Oh, sorry, you threw me off. You're changing the screen. I
Yeah, I
have.
was just scrolling through while you were talking.
Um, I have since. I didn't know if my confidence level was high enough. Um, on what I would be saying in said book. Um, so. But after I talked to her yesterday, and well, a couple of days ago, and she confirmed that, well, my theory is correct, and that exactly how they're doing it, and the way to challenge it and change it is correct. Um, I mean, I guess I probably could.
Yeah, there's no doubt that you could. You could definitely do that, and it would be a bunch of good information. Maybe we'll make a series. Maybe we should
Down,
have a whole series of books that we bring out through CPS Breaking News and Tiff and the Punisher and all of that stuff, and make a library. Because now,
oh,
really, this is 3 books that we have.
yeah.
Because we have Stay Calm, CPS is coming. We got the book about Tiff. Now we have this.
Hmm.
And then we'll have a stipulation book that you'll write. And then who
Yeah.
knows what other books will come.
We could have a whole line of books.
Yeah, we could, because we got to do the coloring book. We still have to do the coloring book for this year for the kids. Now that I've
I
gotten this one
started
out of the
working
way.
on that already.
Yep, now that we've gotten this out of the way, I feel better about moving towards another one. I mean, this one's only 42 pages, but it's a hell of a lot of work in 42 pages. Because unlike everybody else, we write these books. These are not AI written, FYI. Um, so, yeah, it was tough. It's tough to write a book. It really is. It takes a lot of time.
Effort,
But
organization,
yep.
effort and organization, and doing the graphics. And oh yeah, it's always such a blast. I started doing that when I was doing the school community. I mean, essentially, hell, I could probably write a book just off the information in the school community.
Mm, I'm sure. I'm sure. It's, you know what the
Becca,
thing
you
about
need
writing a book? Go,
hold on
Tiff.
there. Becca, you need to write a book about IEPs.
I
Mm-hmm.
know. I was literally sitting here thinking about that. I was like, man, IP, and I actually have a due process hearing like coming up. The school is not happy. She is not. They are not very happy with me at the moment because I filed for due process, and then they want
Not
to go
happy with you
on.
or happy with your kid?
No, me.
Okay.
They've essentially, I mean, excluded him from school. So I mean, realistically, I mean, they don't even worry about him anymore, even though
Right.
he has an IEP and he is supposed to
What
have
is
services,
IEP? What is IEP?
an individualized education plan.
Okay. Now that's
It
the
is,
standard thing, right? For kids that are like supposedly have a problem or whatever.
yeah. So it's for disabilities. It's through, well, it's under ADA. It's covered under ADA, the American Disabilities Act, and FAPE, freedom to, what is it? Just for anybody to access education. Essentially, I can't remember what the actual letters stand for. Free something something education. Free access to something education.
Something education. Yeah. Okay. Good. I got it.
Public education. That's what it is. Free access to public education.
In the public.
Yeah. So but I mean, everybody has a right to access of public education, but under certain provisions under the ADA and the IDEA, you get special accommodations when you have an IEP. And like there's certain tools and certain things that they're supposed to use and they're supposed to be educated on. And I mean, essentially with my son, they have what's called an MDR hearing. It's a manifestation hearing, um, and a manifestation determination review hearing. And once the child has been, even though, so he started getting in trouble in school a lot. And I was like, well, isn't this a manifestation of his disability? Well, unbeknownst to me, when we had transferred school districts, they decided that they were going to not transfer over his diagnoses of his ADHD, his ODD, his conduct disorder, none of that. And they just said that he just had a learning, like he has a comprehension problem. And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean? Those things don't just disappear. Like legally, they cannot disappear. Like they have to, there is specifically a way for them to have this done. And they essentially were, when they transfer all this information over, it's all supposed to go to the new school when you transfer schools. Well, when I transferred schools, he didn't include anything in it. He just said that he
Oh
had
gosh.
he had SL, which is what learning, or he needed learning services because he was SL, a slow learner. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's fine, but you didn't, but his behaviors are a problem. And they weren't a problem back then so much, so they weren't really focused on a behavioral intervention plan, which is a BIP. Well, when he started having behaviors and I raised concerns, they ignored me and said that I was essentially there was nothing that they could do, that he had to be held accountable for his actions, and that that was just what they were doing. I mean, I literally filed a FERPA, or freedom of, I don't even know
Fupa?
what that's. Yeah, FERPA, FERPA.
Oh,
It was a complaint, and it was essentially a rebuttal to what they accused him of, because they had him under listed under there for lying and theft and forgery.
Jesus. Sounds
And
like a
I'm
town
like,
hall meeting.
right? I'm like, wait a minute here. I'm like, forgery. I'm like, there is in it, because they classify it in the school handbook, they classify it under multiple things. Well, I don't understand. He literally, there was no forgery per se. And, so I rebutted it and I told him to put it in the file. Well, because they literally closed it and said, and here's the kicker. So at the bottom of this stupid freaking thing, on this paper, it said, or on this email, it actually said, we would advise that my son sign this paper so that way we are all in compliance that this is what happened. What? What?
He's
Why would I?
stipulating?
Yes. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, why would I do that? I'm like, I'm not, because I told him in the email, I was like, I advise my son not to sign any paper that you give him. I said, because he's essentially saying that he did that. I was like, and
Mhm.
he did not do that. That is not what that means. I was like, he didn't do that. You can't say that. And I
Mhm.
rebutted it, and they were like, well, we're considering this matter closed. I said, okay, that's fine. Ninth grade comes, and this boy's literally he had been at school for 2 months, been suspended, and like 3 different times. The last time was 10 days. And then they finally decided that they wanted to do a manifestation hearing. Like, even though, because they say that you can only get a manifestation hearing after 10 days of accumulated missing school hours, right? So, I mean, education hours. That's not true. And it doesn't have to be consecutive. Okay. If there is a behavioral issue and a behavioral concern, and the parent says, hey, I need this, they're supposed to do that. Well, they kept telling me no and no and no. And I'm like, no, you guys are wrong. I'm like, you're reading this wrong. You literally are taking it and you're switching the words around to benefit yourself so you don't have to do your job. Okay, cool. Well, that's not going to fly with me. So I went ahead and I was like, okay, we finally got this MDR hearing after he was suspended for 10 days. And they determined that his diagnosis, his behavior was based on it was a manifestation of his disability. When it is a manifestation of his disability, they are not allowed by law to suspend him from an act that is done. They have to have put their supports in before they can refer him for discipline. Okay. That's not, they can't just suspend him just because he's not a normal student. And especially if they're literally saying that it's a manifestation of his disability, because then they're essentially discriminating against him. And they literally said, oh no, we're going to change his placement. So they changed his placement. They put him in a program. And I had told him from Jump Street, I said, this is not going to work. I said, Mason has to have supervision. You cannot expect him to, somebody who has ADHD for one.
Okay. Well, who's their designated responsible employee?
I believe the pupil services lady. Deborah Turner, and she's not happy with me at the moment.
Is that HR or is that the actual designated responsible employee?
That is the pupil services director. So I would assume that is the designated employee, because that is who takes care of the educational aspect of it at the school board level. So, and she's
the one that needs to make sure that the prophylactic protections are in place.
Correct. And she instead, well, when I filed my due process complaint, because I literally filed the due process complaint late, they emailed me 2 hours later and was like, does this need to be expedited, or can it just be set for 15 days, because they only have so many days. They only have 7 days if it's expedited, 15 if it's not. And they asked me if it needed to be expedited. I was like, yeah, sure. Because I was like, I mean, I don't know. Because I didn't know how long realistically it was going to take, with summer break happening and all that stuff. So I was like, yeah, expedite is fine. The next day they sent this complaint to the pupil services lady. Oh my God, she was hot. She was hot. The email she sent to the lawyer and then CC'd me and what she had said to the lawyer. She was not happy. She was like, this kid, she lied in the email, said that he was up for expulsion. I never one time heard that he was up for expulsion. Not one time. So whatever she's going to have to, whatever she's going to say, she's going to have to prove. And they're just not going to be very happy with me because I come prepared.
Well, first of all, they can't expel a child with an IEP. They're federally protected. They tried that shit with my son. Forgot that he had an IEP, and I was like, go ahead and expel him. I'll sign the papers. Yeah,
I know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, right.
That was on a Friday. That Monday they called and said your son needs to return back to school tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, they put him in placement that he's not benefiting from, because he's not receiving any form of services. So he's not receiving any accommodations or services. How is he getting accommodations and services when he's at home and he's on a computer? What? Can somebody explain that to me? Because I don't think that qualifies as having services. You literally put him in credit recovery and said, here you go, figure it out. Mind you, midway through the school year, and then they assigned all of his classes to him, but then he had to start over.
They're just putting him in the back of the classroom so that nobody knows who he is, where he is, or what he is. that they don't know, and they're collecting a huge chunk of money from him being disabled. That's what they're doing. They're making
Mhm.
these kids go into the system, into the dark. They don't get their misappropriate actions or their misappropriate behaviors or whatever. They don't have to tolerate them at the school, so they just slam them in this homeschooling environment, make the parents go crazy and have to deal with the situation, even though the school's the one that probably most likely made them get driven this crazy point that they're in. And then
Mhm.
they just hide them away in their homeschooling and okay, do a paper here and there and call it good, and we'll let you graduate. That's what they do. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, and he's over here like he's struggling, and like
He's struggling because he's smarter than the crap that they're throwing at him.
and he is essentially just like he literally tells me all the time, "Mom, school is." He's like, "It's what am I learning? I'm not learning anything useful." I mean, his spelling issues. He
Right.
might learn
I mean, that
useful.
stuff's up for debate there, but the fact of the
Yeah,
matter is that they don't care. They don't give a
yeah.
shit. They don't have these out of sight, out of mind.
Well,
And
and
that's
like
and
I
that's
told
facts.
the psychologist, and I told when I CC'd everybody, when I wrote this email after I had this IEP meeting, I CC'd the school principal, the assistant principal, the school psychologist, the superintendent, and the pupil services lady. And I told them that there is no way that they've had any home training, and they that I wouldn't let that school psychologist evaluate my dog. Okay? Because she sat in a room and literally watched this kid be completely unraveled and shut off mentally, and she just said to me that he needs to be held accountable and that they will not accommodate him in adult life. And I said, "Oh, well, me being me, I try not to cause a scene generally as a rule,
When was
especially in
that?
public
It's
and
that.
and I'm like, "Okay." So I got home and I thought about it. I thought about it and I was like, "You know what? I'm better on paper. I'm just going to email these people." And I sent him like a 6-page email. Like I was pissed. I was mad. I was mad. Because I'm like, "You know what? You guys literally are just throwing." I'm like, "You guys obviously aren't trained, and you're supposed to be trained. All the teachers are supposed to be trained in
Mhm.
how to take care of and how to teach children with special educational needs." Like, he's neurodivergent. What you do with a child who is a regular, what we consider to be a normal child, is not what you can do to him. Punishment for him has to be immediate. It can't be, "Oh, we're gonna give him a Tuesday school and here it is Friday." It doesn't work like that. That's not how his brain works. And they know that. And when I went into that IEP meeting that day, and Mason was already in the office, in the principal's office, getting in trouble, and he was getting assigned to Thursday school. When the principal enlightened me of this information, I straight told him he's not going to serve it. Not because I was saying that I wasn't going to allow him to serve it. I know my child and I know what he is and isn't going to do. He thinks it's stupid. So, and it's not an immediate punishment. So he's going to walk right home from school. He doesn't care. That's not how it works with him. And if they knew anything about being neurodivergent or having any of those other issues with conduct disorder, ADHD, ODD, PTSD, they would know that his attention span is about as good as the light flicking on and off. I mean, it doesn't work like that, and he doesn't think about that. I can literally text him and say, "Hey, Mason, you got to stay after school today." Why? For what? He done forgot. Okay, he doesn't.
Right.
It's not. That's just not how he works. It's not how he's wired.
Hmm.
And for these people to sit and tell me that he's not going to be accommodated is, I was so disgusted by the time
Ludicrous.
I
Ludicrous at
like
best.
so disgusted. Just like,
Yeah.
really? Like, who says that?
How much money? How much money do they get for this? Sorry, Tiff. Go ahead.
No, they get a lot of money. I'll tell you another person that's really good with IEPs, and that's Carlisa.
I know she
Um,
was telling me about her and I talked about it for like 2 hours the other day.
abs- yeah, absolutely. You need to get with her because I took on the school board when my son had an IEP, right? He had just turned 16. They were picking on him. So I called my little buddy at the school board and said, "Hey, I need to know how I can get him out of school." And she told me, and this is what I said to them: he will be released by your school board. I understand that you're about to lose at this time 20,000 for his free lunch because he was a minority. I
Hmm.
understand you're going to lose 30,000 because he's got an IEP, but this is not about money for me. This is my son's future. So either you're going to release him and I'm going to put him in GED, or I'm going to petition the courts to make you release my son. And they
Hmm.
released my son and I put him in GED. And he had an IEP.
Hmm. And I mean, and essentially, he's just not. I mean, school is not what he's like done. He's checked out, and like, and I don't want him to, because he'll regret it later. I mean, right now he may think school's a bunch of crap and whatever, but he just thinks that they're not teaching him anything that he's gonna use in real life. And I mean, realistically, they don't. So I mean, I kind of his argument is valid, but you still you're putting me in, essentially that falls back on me. Him not showing up to school, that falls back on me. And I tell him all the time, like, that's one of the reasons he would go to school was I'd be like, dude, you're gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna, and then I said, I am
How
not
old
gonna
is he?
see almost 16. He'll be 16 next month.
Well, why don't you enroll him in GED classes?
Because I wasn't aware that he could get into GED classes when he's just now a freshman. Like he's about to be a
It
sophomore.
doesn't matter. If he can get a GED, then it's a diploma.
Yeah.
He can get it early. They can get them when they're 16.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I'll have to look into that.
And
I
not
didn't
only
know nothing about
that, he could do GED classes and work because once
which
they're
is what he
16,
wants
they
to
don't
do.
need a school permit.
Yeah, which is what he wants to do. He wants to work, and I'm like, and he wants to have a job, and he wants to have a car. And he wants to grow up too damn fast, as we all know that how teenagers are. They all want to grow up too fast. They all want to be an adult, but
Yeah, but here's the thing: every child of mine at the age of 16 had to have a job. I don't care if you go to school. The shit you're learning, that's that. But you need to learn real life
skills.
skills. Like
Yeah.
you need to learn how to support yourself because in 2 years from this date at 12:01, you're getting the hell up out of my house. So you need to know how to pay bills and
Mhm.
sign a lease and take care of yourself.
Mhm.
So my suggestion to you, stop fooling with these people at the school. Get him a GED. Let him work and contribute because my kids had to pay their own cell phone bills. They had to pay a portion of the rent, and then if they wanted special food, they had to pay for it. Because no, I don't do that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
I do that now with all my kids. Like, you want special food? You got money? That's always what I ask them. You got money?
right,
Because mom's not buying you all this snack crap you want that you eat in one day. Like, I'm not,
right.
no, like that is way too much money to be spent, especially when you got 3 kids that are like, I'm like, no. I'm like, you got money?
Look into the GED program. I'm telling you, they have classes all around the country.
It's
Yeah, I'm
$36 per subject in Ohio.
how much?
$36.
Is that
You need to be
what is it
16
to
years old.
test or is it like a class or what is it?
$36 per subject for the GED test at a test center.
Oh, test. Okay, so that's a GED test. But I'm talking about the actual like learning bit of it.
Yeah, they're
You
online for
can,
free.
yeah, they're
Oh,
online.
oh.
He'll just
Well,
have to take the test. That's it.
he would just have to
Yeah,
pay $36 to take the test. Okay.
and then he can graduate and be done with it. Therefore, you don't have to worry about truancy. And he's got a high school diploma through a GED, and he can work.
Yeah.
He's just so irresponsible. Oh my god. He
Yeah,
wants to
but
get his
part of
permit, and I'm like,
making it right, but part of making him responsible is
mm-hmm.
letting him go out here and see what it's like to really work. I'm telling you, it's the best thing I ever did for any of my kids. I swear to
Mm-hmm.
you, it is.
Yeah, and like he did like job shadowing one day, with his sister's boyfriend, and like he was like he come home and he was out like a light. He was done. He was like, I'm like, how's it feel? Like, like you wonder why, mom's tired all the time, dad's tired, like he's slave labor all day long, and then you come home and I'm like, you're tired. I'm like, but some aren't fortunate to just come home and just go to bed. We have to come home and we have to, we have kids, so we have to take care of kids, cook, feed, bathe, all that good stuff, laundry, So he's like, I'm like, mm-hmm. I'm like, you think that growing up's a big, you just can't wait to do it. And I'm like, enjoy being a kid. And he's like, I'm trying to be a kid, but what did he call me last night, Darren? He said, I'm doing too much. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh,
Fitting to be doing too much.
she's fitting to be doing too much. She's just, I'm like, okay. I'm like, how am I doing too much? Because I care. Because I don't want you to end up dead. I want you to be safe, and I want you to, you know, enjoy the perks of life, because it's not all bad, but there is some shitty things that happen in life. And, I'm like, Mace, he's just, I love him to death, but sometimes the simple mindedness is just, oh gosh, he blows my mind some days.
Yep.
He makes no sense. I mean, but his IEP, and I mean, realistically, I will honestly, and and I had posted on a platform called I think it's called Neighbor. I think it's the Neighbor app, or maybe no, it's Next Door. It's through the Ring doorbell camera.
Got a porn one?
No,
Oh, all right. Whew.
it's Next Door. It's through the Ring doorbell app. Okay, it's
Oh,
for
right.
everybody that like lives in your community. Well, I posted on there. I was like, and asked like, put in a PSA, pretty much like, hey, has any of these other parents experienced this issue, like issues with the school doing this, like this school district specifically? And I mean, I had like 80 some comments on here. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so this isn't a one-off thing. It's becoming
Becoming a
centralized, and they're normalizing it. And I'm like, wait a minute here. I'm like, so these parents, and I'm like, so partially why I am doing what I'm doing is because they need to change their ways, and they need to be held accountable. I mean, because they are not accountable for anything. Literally at the manifestation determination review, uh literally they determined that his behavior was a manifestation of his disability. But there's two parts to this that they have to there's two questions they have to be able to answer at the end of this. Was his behavior a manifestation of his disability, and did the school have in place and practice the recommended supports did they do their part pretty much? They said yes. Bullshit. Bullshit. And you know what? And here's what's even bigger kicker. I have proof based on a referral for a Thursday school that says that they weren't doing their job. Literally, she says, I have put in, it is literally specifically stated in his IEP on the parent survey portion, that if you call him, that if you center attention on him and you verbally call him out in front of his peers, that he will get upset. It goes from 0 to 100. And I literally say this in the IEP. So they're supposed to make accommodations to this. So they're supposed to like remove him, take him out, take him into his own place. Don't call him out in front of his peers. One of his Thursday schools literally says, I called Mason out in front of the class for yawning too loud. And he blew up. Like, you just did exactly what you're not supposed to. It literally says it in his IEP. It says it right there, and you just proved to me that you're not doing it.
Again, it's all about the money. Once they get the money, it's over. They'll do whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah. So their due process that she lied on and said, this is the kid we talked about for the expulsion, and then I loved her email though, because then she said that I demanded, in all capital letters was the word demanded. Yes, I did demand it because I'm tired of messing with you people, because I shouldn't have to wait 19 days to get a determination if you want to, as to whether you want to give me an evaluation at state's expense. Oh, because they were hell-bent on not doing that. I said, you don't even have a IEP, sorry, I was reading the comment. You don't even have an evaluation to be able to defend in a due process. You can either file due process, or to challenge, which is to challenge the fact of your guys' of their evaluation. They never did an evaluation. So you can't defend something you didn't do.
So have you talked to the Board of Education in your state capital?
In the state capital? No.
Okay, that's who you need to contact. Because the Board of Education in your state capital, like whatever your state capital is, like ours is Richmond. That's who you call. Because they were trying to tell me that my youngest daughter, who too had an IEP, was going to finish doing her. It wasn't it was like the extra credit shit to get extra credit or whatever.
Yeah.
That she was going to go back to the school. And I said, no, she's not. And I was in the courtroom when I said this. I said, no, she's not. These electives, that's what it was. She had to have 2 electives.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I got her a job across the street from where my shop is. And they were like, no. So I called the Board of Education in Richmond. No. Stop. And they said, and I'm telling them, and I'm like, if she's got an IEP, they said, hold it. Somebody from my office will be in the meeting. When is it? And I told them. So everybody goes in this room and everybody's arguing, because they're trying to figure out the school situation, this and the third. And I noticed this person was like sitting there not saying anything. And finally, this guy says, that's not how it's going to work. How it's going to work is, these are electives. She will not be returning back to school. She will work where her mother got her a job. We will check on her. We will get the report from the employer, and she will graduate in June, but she will finish in December. And that's how my daughter graduated high school, with an IEP.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so
and
call the Board of Education.
I'm gonna have to in the capital, I guess. I mean, because I went to the Board of Education, and literally, like I've said, I've CC'd the superintendent in every email, and he just like, I never hear back. And I'm like, okay.
But that's the local school board. Although I rocked them twice too. But yeah, you gotta go above them because they're local. The one in your state capital runs the school district for everybody, and they oversee all the IAPs.
I'm gonna have to look into that and get a hold of these dummies, because let me tell you, here's my theory and here's my philosophy. They're supposed to be trained in how to deal with children of his nature, and he was in general education. He wasn't in like special ed classes or anything like that, because he's not that far, you know what I mean? He doesn't need that much accommodation. So he was in general education, and literally it was only, and here's the crazy part. So in the IEP, you literally see where his teachers, right? Like, because like every teacher comments, has they give their opinion, blah blah blah. Well, only 2 teachers had issues with him out of 5. So realistically, what does that say?
Yeah. So you know how you deal with that. I'm gonna tell you how I dealt with that. And if my daughter's watching, she will tell you. My daughter had an issue with one teacher, and I called a meeting with the principal, the superintendent, and the dean of schools or whomever he was. And I told them, you're going to switch her classes. And they tried to manipulate her right in front of me. I said, that's not going to work. You're either going to do it or I'm going above you. You wouldn't, because it was right before Christmas break. I said, when she comes back in January, she better not have this teacher. You better find another teacher, because if I come back in here and I'm in my pajamas, you better call the National Guard, because I'm going to tear your goddamn school apart. Guess what happened after Christmas? Oh, she had a whole new teacher.
Yeah, like it's not that hard. Like essentially, and it's literally was only like every other teacher was like he works. I may have to redirect him every, so often, but he does his work, he does as he's told. And then it was only these 2 teachers, these 2 women teachers that, and those were the ones that was always making him referrals to the office. So, or sending him out of class, or, like they were just on a power trip, essentially, is how I saw it. And he challenges authority. And that's just who he is. And I'm, I mean, I think he got it honestly, but, sometimes I'm like, Mason, you need to calm down. You need to chill. Hush. Like, be quiet. Because sometimes, because he tries to challenge me as well. And I'm like, dude, no, I'm your mom. You're still going to respect me. But, he was here last night yelling and screaming at me. And you can ask Darren, I was literally calm, cool, collected, was just talking to him normal. He's screaming at the top of his lungs, like, because I took his phone. And I was like, no. I was like, you're not getting it back. You're not getting it back. You're not getting it back. And I stuck to my word for one time in my life. I stuck to my word about not giving him his phone back, because I'm so bad about that. Because he will drive me he will drive you batshit nuts. Like he was, like Darren said, he was relentless. Like he was just being off the chain. And I'm like, dude, and finally he ended up going to sleep. And I was like, thank God. I was like, eventually he's gonna tucker himself out. So he finally did tucker himself out. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
He sound like my 3-year-old over here.
He acts like it sometimes. I'm like, dude, I'm over a phone. I was like, you know what? I told him last night, I was like, I said, you're acting like a junkie. I was like, you are acting like a junkie. I was like, looking for a fix. I was like, you are ridiculous. I was like, all because he couldn't have his phone. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing it no more. I was like, so go to bed. Go away. Go away. Like we were not very, I was not very happy yesterday.
Well, those are my suggestions, because that's what I've done. And I've had 2 kids with the IEPs. And I took on the school board for one, and I took on the courts and the school board for the second one. And I won, because you're not going to sit here and blow smoke up my ass. You all got the wrong bitch. That's not how it's going down.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, okay, what, and me, myself, and I'm trying, so they do this tactic, where they have all these people in there, right? In this meeting. And it's you. And you're like, I mean, I can come prepared to this meeting and literally eat it, because they're all staring at me. They're all like, you know what I mean? But there's like 5 or 6 of them and me. And it's an intimidation tactic, obviously.
Oh, they don't let them intimidate you.
And
The last one I was in May. How ironic, 10 days later I end up with a CPS case for saying this, right? The special ed teacher was like, "Well, I diagnosed my brother and da 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 da." I said, "Well, that's great, but he's not your brother."
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation about medicating him is not between me and the school. It's between me and his doctor. And me and his doctor decided we're not doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's none of their fucking business, man.
Yeah. And essentially because they kept telling me like because okay, so he is one of those kids that literally he reneges. So he'll be like, "Oh yeah, mom, I'll take medicine." I already know how this is gonna go. Okay, I already know how this is gonna go. I'm like, dude, I know you about to lie to me because I know you were about to say that you're gonna take this medicine, and then literally it comes down to it, and he's like, "I'm not taking that." So I told him, and they're like, "Well, have you ever thought about getting?" I'm like, "He used to be on medication, and he literally stopped taking the medication because he said it made him feel weird." The kids' definition of weird is different now, so I'm unclear as to what that means. But he essentially said that he didn't feel like himself. He said he didn't feel normal. Okay, which he's neurodivergent, so I mean I'm not really sure what his definition of normal is, but I'm like, you're calm, so that's your brain's calm. So that I said that's what being normal feels like. And he I don't know, he just doesn't he didn't like it. So he finally stopped taking it. Like after when he went into seventh grade, he pretty much stopped taking his medicine. And like it was hell. It was pure hell for the first like year. Pure hell. I mean, he was just he just didn't want it. He didn't want to take it and he refused to take it. He literally spit it out or he'd make himself puke or like I was like, Mason, come on. Or he'd just throw it in the trash. I'm like,
Well, I think that um, everybody wants to medicate these kids because they don't want to deal with them. But
well,
I
that may
look
get
at
more funding for it.
medication, right? Well, yeah, that too. But I also look at it like this: when children grow up to be adults, the first thing is they probably aren't going to be able to afford the medicine anyway. The
Mm-hmm.
second thing is, why would we hinder children learning life lessons by
Mm-hmm.
medicating them? Because if they're not medicated and something happens in life, they're not going to know how to handle it. So to me, it's a crutch. And I don't like crutches, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody learns at in their own time and at their own pace. And that's part of the problem that I have with public schools. They want to push these kids through because they
Mm-hmm.
know the next generation is going to bring in more money because everything's getting more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And they just want to push everybody out. They want to look at, oh, look, we had 100 graduates this year. Yippee. And that school only had like two.
Mm-hmm.
But you should figure out why this school had 100 and this one only had two. I guarantee you the one that had two, most of those kids were medicated.
Mm-hmm. And he's like with him and his medication, like, and that's the thing is like, so he has a comprehension issue, so he can't. And they said that it was a that it was a reading comprehension, right? This is how stupid they are. It's not just a reading comprehension. It is a normal, generalized daily life issue, debilitating issue, because it's not just his reading. He does not comprehend things when you try to teach him okay, like life learned lessons, how you just said like life learned lessons, like they have to learn those. Okay, he doesn't know, he doesn't realize that actions have he cannot comprehend that actions have consequences. He cannot comprehend that, like, mom doesn't want you getting in a car with somebody who's driving 70 miles an hour down Main Street in our town on both sides of the street, and he doesn't see what could be wrong with that. And he doesn't see why mom is upset and worried about who he's hanging out with and the friends he's choosing because they're not making good decisions. I see that, but he doesn't see where the problem lies because he cannot comprehend that it is a problem.
Mhm.
He just literally just hears it and he's like, "Oh, whatever." And it's like non-existent. And that is I mean, I have tried since he was 5 years old to get Social Security for that kid, and they have denied me every time. Every time. saying that he doesn't have that he doesn't qualify. How? He literally can't even. He can't do simple things.
Did you, Carlisa? I'm telling you that she's good with all that.
I'm gonna have to give it because we didn't talk about the Social Security thing. Well, we did, and I
Oh yeah, Carlisa's good with all that stuff, man. That she's my go-to with that stuff. I'm her go-to with the law and the Constitution.
she's your go-to with the IEP. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to her about that because like these people just blow my mind. They're like, okay, he just needs to be held accountable. Oh, okay, he doesn't know what accountability is. Like literally, you can spell it out and say, Mason, you need to take responsibility for what you did because it's always everybody else. And I'm like, no, mate. I'm like, I'm getting yelled at because because I asked him last
What's
night. I
his
said,
birthday? What's his
July
birthday?
7th.
What?
July
July 7th.
7th.
Oh well, he's not an Aquarius, so I don't know what his problem is being a Cancer.
No, he's still a Cancer.
He's a Cancer. That's for sure. He's a Cancer. He's overgrown.
Be
Sometimes.
nice, because us Cancers are very, very sensitive.
Oh yes, he's now, and that's the weird thing is that he's literally like he has a heart. Like he said to me last night because I said, I don't have a relationship with my mom because, there's stuff that she did to me in the past, and I don't feel like my kids should have a grandparent that is essentially a revolving door and comes and go as they please. I feel like there should be some form of consistency in that relationship. And she just is like, oh, well, I'm just going to come and go and just, sneak behind my back and see my kid behind my back and then expect me not to be mad about it. Well, I was not happy. And I mean, but he literally told me yesterday, he's like, I feel bad because grandma fell down the stairs and broke her ankle. And um the kid next door that lives at the same apartment complex as my mom, I guess he's been taking care of my mom. And he's like, I don't think that Aiden should have to be doing that. That's my responsibility. She's my grandma. And I'm like, no, Mason, your grandma is a grown adult and you need to realize that she has made her decision. She's made her choices. And I am choosing for you not to have a relationship with her because I know what damage that did to me growing up, her being in and out of my life all the time. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to experience how much it sucks wondering if your parent is going to show up on your birthday or call on your birthday or if they're going to be there or if they're even, I'm like, I don't want you to have to worry about that. I was like, I would just rather her stay away than be here and be in and out. I was like, because that does not create any stability in your life. That, I mean, literally, there's no stability in that whole aspect. It's the only grandparent he's got left, and there is no stability with her because she constantly is in and out. And I'm like, I can't. I mean, he's lost so much in his life, anyways. Only grandparent he's got. And you would think, and because my mom is adopted, like my mom was adopted from the foster care system when she was 6 weeks old. She literally had, like, this was before foster care was what it is now, obviously. This was back in the 60s. In the 60s, parents adopted kids because they couldn't have kids. Well, that's what my grandparents did. Like, my grandparents were married for 55 years. So, my mom didn't know what it was like to not have parents, not have one that was semi absent or, half absent. But and I graciously reminded her of that last night when I text her about her seeing my son behind my back and sneaking around and having contact with him after I told her explicitly not to. I said, I'm not, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to, keep you from having a relationship with him, but it's safer for me and for her to not have a relationship with him. King. Let's see here. Hold on. Is my camera going to turn on? Is my camera on? Why am I black? Why am I? My screen's black. Why?
They can see you. Now your screen is black.
Okay. Is it back to black?
It's black.
Why is it black?
Darren, say hi to your fan.
What's up, everybody? Here's my little man.
Say hi to Darren. Hi, Day
Hey,
Day.
buddy.
Okay, go. We're almost done, and it's bedtime.
Yeah, it's bedtime, guys.
Yeah, it's so past bedtime.
Tips too.
It is past Tiff's bedtime.
But get with Carlisa.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
am.
telling you, hit up the Board of Education in your state. I'm almost done. Stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that tomorrow. I'll call Carlisa tomorrow. I usually call her between 3 and 4.
Board of Education.
And set up that Zoom meeting, Becca.
Yeah, I actually messaged her a little bit ago about that, and I asked her.
Okay.
So I'm still waiting to hear back from her, and I'll let you know. She might be checking. I don't know.
All right, and Darren, get our book out so I can send it to my sister so she can buy it. Because anything she said, anything that's got your name on, I'll buy. And I said, all right.
What is the name of your book? I forget.
The Silent Shield.
The Silent Shield. Okay, I don't know why I can never remember that. She was asking me yesterday or the other day about the book, and I was just scrolling through your Facebook, and I was like looking, and I was like, I couldn't find the name of the title of the book. I was like, where's the book? I couldn't find it on your Facebook. I was like, dang it. The name of the book that was written.
You should have just asked her. She would have told you.
Well, I totally forgot. I wasn't talking to Carlisa. I was talking to Jay at that, and I was like, oh. I gave her your name, and I started scrolling through. It was like, looked up your Facebook profile.
Let me see if I can find it for you real quick.
What is that,
before
Darren?
we end?
What's that say? Doctor's notice? Oh, eviction notice. Who's getting evicted? Me?
Who's
Someone
getting
is.
evicted?
Where'd you get that from, Darren?
Some text messages.
It's the video for Toll and Roll.
Oh. I wasn't watching the video. Well, you had already started it before the show, like earlier. Like you had already
Oh,
started
yeah. No, I can't play it for the exit.
Yeah, so we didn't see that.
Mommy! What?
Mommy.
What is?
He sounds British. He cracks me up.
I know. He goes, I'll say Cairo. He'll go, what, mommy?
What, mommy?
What?
Mommy? Mommy?
He's laughing.
Mommy?
What,
Mommy?
He's going like this. I just sent you the book cover.
Okay.
You want to say bye? Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
buddy.
everybody.
Bye, buddy. See you tomorrow, buddy.
Say bye, Becca. Say
Bye,
bye,
bye.
Darren.
Bye, buddy.
Say bye, everybody.
Him and his little naked as a jaybird.
You can get him a little mustache.
Mommy.
Mommy. Mommy. Mommy.
He needs a mustache.
No. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Mommy. What?
Let me share it. Hey, Renee, this is for you, dear. You've been waiting all this time for this.
I don't think she's watching tonight.
Still not there. Son of a bitch. Here we go. Let's try it again.
Leave it up to Darren.
Is it up there now?
No. Hold on, I got it. I'll do it. No, I'll do it. Here. There you go.
What the hell is going on?
Now it is. Maybe. What the hell are you doing? Oh, wait, hold on. It's because of that. Hold on. There we go. That should work. There we go.
Is it there yet?
Damn it. Please stop. Trying to put it up there, you keep taking it down. What now? What is going on? You broke.
Let's go. You said the wrong one. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
You just had it
We'll
up
get it
there.
right. Share. No, that's the Tiff and Punisher show.
No, I'm saying you had it
This
up there
is
when
the
I
one
was
right
up
here.
there.
Got it. All right, here it is. All right, toll and roll. This is your video. You
Yeah.
hear it? All right, perfect.
From coast to coast, families fight back. One rows on the road, turning back. It's a tale of a crew, 40 strong.
Oh my
The
god.
pride for me. They spot cracks in America. Fire in a radiant gleam, shaping futures for folks lost in the fall, chasing direction from the greed dogs. Oh, house slipping away, laws gone low, kids in the cars, fire it's a heavy load. Families now say no map on the wall. Help now. Answer the call, toll and roll. Read on bell. Fast forward, forward, breaking every spell. No shame in the.
I quit. Get us out of here.
All right.
I can't. My computer's frozen.
Okie dokie. Hold on. I guess I'll play my song tonight.
You're gonna have to end it and everything because I'm frozen.
Okay, that's fine.
The record's been rigged. No jury, no rights, just a gavel and a threat. But I didn't walk in here to lose.
They wrote the ending before I walked in. Stamped my name on a file I never signed. Whispered lies in a courtroom whisper and called that justice. Call that best for the child. Judge won't look up. CPS smirks. Attorney acting like my voice don't work. They expect silence, fear and shame, but I showed up knowing my own name. You can block my questions, strike my plea, but you can't unlearn what I can see. I'm not the broken one in this room. I'm the one who finally knows the truth. They thought I'd break, thought I'd bow, thought the system owned me now. But I'm the storm they didn't plan. I'll burn this courtroom where I stand. You can take my voice, but not my truth.
justice. It's a crime scene.
They said don't fight the system. They said stay quiet.
They were wrong. Lock in. We are exposing what so many have failed to. We are gonna show you what bar attorneys have hidden from all of us. Hundreds of thousands of children and twice that of parents have been lied to and walked down the road of termination. It's the death penalty. We're all of the protesters, the ones who fight for the rights of prisoners, dogs, illegal immigrants. Why aren't you coming to the aid of our children and families? Right here in America, every day a child per minute is kidnapped.
And no one cares. We fight alone until today. CPS Punishers mount up. Here comes
The CPS Punisher.
Anonymous tip, another lie from one of them. No warrant, no proof, just a badge and a grin. Stealing kids like trophies, thinking they'll win. Mama crying on the porch, daddy in the cage. System wrote the script, but the CPS Punisher just flipped the page. The educator they banned, I see every violation, every forged line, every ex-part hearing, every stolen time. One tap of the app and the truth ignites. Welcome to the CPS Punisher, now we can fight.
CPS and the courts have lied to us all.
CPS Punisher, here to avoid the chains and expose the game. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Punisher, one tap and their empire cracks. We re-rise, we take our kids back. The app is called the CPS Punisher. I'm the cape in the shadows, the skull in the night, the binder full of secrets and weapons you all need. Ab initio, watch me void that lie. Fourth Amendment armor, watch the tyrants cry. Falsified drug test gone in a flash. I see Tebio, warrior, due process king. Every parent hero when the hotline rings. I call it justice. Download the truth, now the system busts us. From the courtroom to the streets, hear the battle cry. The CPS Punishers arrive. Kiss your bar asses goodbye. They tried to silence us, now we're the loudest voice in the room. CPS Punisher, here to avoid the chains and expose the game. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Punisher, the children never leave again. Families rise, we never look back. We now use the CPS Punisher. This ain't revenge, this is reunification. This ain't rage, this is resurrection. Open the app, step into the fight. You ready? CPS Punisher, the app you need when they took your kid. CPS Punisher, the truth they hid, now the truth gets lit. Punisher, download the power, take back the throne. Punisher, you're never alone. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Void complete, family restored. The bar is finished, the Constitution will prevail. Judges do what's right. Treason is your penalty. CPS Punisher! Here comes the CPS Punisher.